Hey Yummy Boomers, Chris Wexler here. What this video is all going to be about is what the most important thing a restaurant needs to protect. And the most important thing that a restaurant needs to protect is its brand. Now, you might be going, well, what do you mean by that? Now, let me define what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a brand. A brand is your image, the image of your restaurant, and the reputation of your restaurant. So, is your restaurant known for really good food, known for really good service, or is it known for really bad service and the food sucks or it's mediocre? What is your reputation like? You need to have that down where you've got a really good reputation, and you need to have a really good image. So publicly, you need to have a really good image. I'm not saying be completely non-controversial, but like if you're going to be controversial in an area, be controversial in an area that's not political. That's not a really smart idea. Just kind of like pick where you're going to be controversial if you decide to be controversial. And to be honest, there are advantages to being controversial in some areas. So you want to be able to protect your image of your restaurant and the reputation of your restaurant. How your restaurant looks, how your restaurant is perceived, and what your restaurant stands for. What is your reputation? So that is critical that you protect that. Why? Well, the reason why it's critical is because without a good reputation, you will find it harder to get customers. You'll find it harder and it'll be more expensive for you to get new customers and to get followers online, to get subscribers, because people either don't know you or they know you and they don't like you. If they don't like you, they're not coming to your restaurant. If they don't like you, they're not subscribing to your email list. They're not interacting with you at all. This is going to just make things more difficult, and it's going to make things more expensive. So you need to have that good brand. Otherwise, you're just going to make things harder on yourself. So what happens when a brand is damaged? I just mentioned that it becomes harder to get customers. But if a brand is really damaged, it becomes near impossible to get customers. What it means is now you've got to spend money on repairing the damage. And that's assuming that you can repair the damage. So now you've got to waste all this money on repairing damage to your reputation when you should have just been having a good reputation to begin with. So if you see something that could damage your reputation, you need to get on it. You need to go, whoa, hey, like I need to figure out what happened and see if I can fix this. So if there's a person in your company, or there are certain people in your company that are damaging your reputation, you gotta get rid of them. If there are certain things that you're doing or that certain people are doing in your restaurant or in your business in general, you gotta stop doing those things. You gotta make sure that you're not doing anything or nobody else is doing anything that could damage your reputation and can damage the image of your restaurant. The image can include how your restaurant looks. Do you have the image of being a very dirty place? And is that the image that you want to convey? It's completely up to you. Some places are like, yeah, I want to look dirty because I'm a grunge bar, or we're catering to a specific market that is kind of more into that grungy building type of look. That's totally fine, but as long as it's on purpose, as long as it's appealing to your clientele. But if a brand is irreparably damaged, there's no amount of money that's going to repair that brand. That means you've got to rebrand. that means your restaurant has to completely change. You won't be able to keep that name anymore because the name now has a bad reputation, has a bad image. So now, like rebranding into the same name but different look, not going to work. That works if you've got, if you are just rebranding because you think it's going to improve your sales. But changing the look when your reputation is just irreparably damaged, it's not going to do you any good. You need to actually change your name at that point. If you can, if it looks like you can save the reputation of your restaurant, bar, establishment, great. Go ahead and try. But just be aware if that, like if you keep doing the same stuff, then you're going to maintain that reputation. If you change the way you look and you can repair your reputation, then changing the look can be a good first step. But all the rest of the systems and operations and quality is going to have to change as well. Now, if you have a good brand, you cannot build a restaurant without a good brand. You cannot grow a restaurant without a good brand. A good brand is really going to be the foundation of growing a restaurant. I'm a marketing guy, so I'll tell you that marketing can help you grow your brand. But that's only if the foundation is already there. Marketing is the building tools that you use to build on top of a solid foundation. But if that solid foundation isn't there, then marketing's it's not going to work. It'd be like building on quicksand. It's just going to make you sink faster. So make sure you have that good brand in place. Make sure you have a good reputation. Make sure people are liking your restaurant. And when you're sure about that, then it's time to really grow. And only then can you grow. Only then can you grow your restaurant because you got the reputation to back it up. But if you have a bad reputation, if you try to grow, you're going to be wasting a lot of money because people are going to look at you going, wait a minute, I've heard of you. You're like, people have said your food is terrible, or people have said your service is awful. If you have that kind of reputation, you're not going to be able to grow. And if you try, you're going to be burning your money. So if you get your good reputation in place and you've got that solid foundation, then sky's the limit for where you can go.